Did you know that while much of the world isolates Iran, some powerful countries continue to stand with it, especially in its rising conflict against Israel? As war threats escalate in the Middle East, hidden alliances are forming. From military backing to proxy warfare, these countries are quietly fueling Iran's position, turning global tension into something far more dangerous. In this video, we uncover the top 10 countries that support Iran against Israel in 2025, what drives their loyalty, and how their actions could shape the next chapter of this conflict. Stay until the end. You'll be surprised who made it to number 1. Number 10. Qatar. Why is Qatar on the list of countries supporting Iran against Israel? Though a small country in the Middle East, Qatar plays a big role in global diplomacy. While it maintains a neutral stance on many issues, Qatar has kept strong diplomatic ties with Iran, especially in areas of energy and regional stability. Their relationship remains active even as tensions between Iran and Israel continue to escalate. Qatar may not directly support Iran's military operations, but it's often aligned with Iran's stance against Israeli actions. From funding pro-Palestinian movements to delivering aid to Gaza, Qatar's foreign policy frequently mirrors the broader goals of Iran in the region. In 2025, while many nations remain silent, Qatar continues to stand with voices critical of Israel. Behind its humanitarian image, Doha's actions show a subtle but steady alignment with Iran's regional objectives, earning it a place in this list of Iran's quiet but meaningful supporters. Oh wait, before we continue, we'd love to hear from you. Do you agree with these issues? What's your opinion on this topic? Drop a comment below and tell us what you think. And don't forget to include where you're from, so we can see how far this video has reached. Number 9. North Korea. Why is North Korea considered a silent supporter of Iran against Israel? While North Korea rarely makes public statements about the Iran-Israel conflict, its undeniable pattern of aligning with anti-Western and anti-Israel regimes places it firmly on this list. Both Pyongyang and Tehran have long shared a common ideology, opposing U.S. dominance and challenging Israeli influence in the Middle East. Behind closed doors, intelligence reports and leaked data have suggested covert missile and nuclear cooperation between the two nations. Iran's progress in missile technology is often linked to North Korean blueprints, training, or technical assistance, despite both being heavily sanctioned by the international community. In 2025, as the Middle East grows more unstable, North Korea continues to back Iran not with headlines, but with quiet, strategic collaboration. Their shared defiance of global powers like the US and Israel makes them natural allies in the shadows, dangerous not because of what they say, but because of what they build together. Number 8. Venezuela. Why is Venezuela among the countries that support Iran against Israel? In recent years, Venezuela has become one of Iran's most vocal allies, especially in standing against the influence of the United States and Israel. Under the leadership of Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela's foreign policy has leaned heavily toward aligning with nations that challenge Western power, making Iran a natural partner. Venezuela consistently condemns Israeli military actions in Gaza and strongly supports pro-Palestinian causes. In international platforms like the United Nations, Venezuelan officials frequently express solidarity with Iran and its stance against Israel's presence and actions in the Middle East. By 2025, as conflict intensifies, Venezuela remains firm in its alliance with Iran. This support isn't just symbolic, it involves political alignment, oil trade agreements, and joint diplomatic messages. Together, they represent a united front against what they view as common adversaries, Israel and its Western backers. Number 7. Palestine, especially Hamas and Islamic Jihad. Why is Palestine considered one of Iran's strongest allies against Israel? When it comes to direct resistance against Israel, No other group receives as much backing from Iran as Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. These two major factions in Gaza are deeply tied to Tehran, not just ideologically, but materially. Iran provides them with weapons, funding, and military training, making it a key player in their operations against Israeli forces. This alliance is rooted in a shared goal: the dismantling of Israeli control over Palestinian territories. Iran sees Hamas and Islamic Jihad as essential frontline fighters in its broader proxy war strategy. In return, these groups often act as Iran's boots on the ground, launching rocket attacks and resisting Israeli operations in Gaza and the West Bank. By 2025, as tensions surge across the region, the Iran-Palestinian militant alliance has only grown stronger. Their partnership symbolizes one of the most volatile and active fronts in the Iran-Israel conflict. And with continued financial and logistical support, Iran's influence inside Gaza remains undeniable. Number 6. Yemen. Why is Yemen, specifically the Houthi rebels, considered a strong ally of Iran in its stance against Israel? The Houthi rebels in Yemen are among Iran's most active and loyal proxy groups in the region, receiving direct support in the form of weapons, logistics, and military training. Despite being caught in a brutal civil war, the Houthis have managed to operate beyond their borders, aligning themselves with Iran's broader geopolitical objectives, especially against Israel and its allies. In recent years, the Houthis have launched multiple drone and missile attacks targeting nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, both considered strong partners of Israel. These attacks are not just part of Yemen's internal conflict, they're seen as coordinated acts of regional resistance, showing open support for Iran and the Palestinian cause. By 2025, the Houthis have become more than just a rebel group. They are now a key extension of Iran's influence in the Middle East. Through both words and actions, they consistently declare support for Iran and opposition to Israel, securing their place on this list as one of Iran's boldest frontline allies. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future uploads. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about this topic. We're all ears. Number 5. Iraq. Shia militias. Why is Iraq considered one of Iran's closest allies in the conflict against Israel? While Iraq as a nation walks a delicate diplomatic line, many of its powerful Shia militias are deeply tied to Iran. Groups like Kataib Hezbollah and Asaib al-Haq are widely recognized as Iran-backed factions operating inside Iraq. These militias have been actively involved in proxy conflicts, not just against U.S. interests, but increasingly in opposition to Israel's presence and policies in the region. These groups don't just operate independently. They are part of a broader Iranian proxy network that seeks to challenge Israel through regional destabilization. Over the years, they've carried out rocket attacks, drone strikes, and public threats in alignment with Tehran's objectives. Their loyalty to Iran is ideological, religious, and strategic. By 2025, the influence of Iran inside Iraq has grown stronger, not only through armed groups but also via political factions inside the Iraqi government. Many of these factions promote pro-Iran narratives and resist normalization with Israel. This mix of military and political support firmly places Iraq, particularly through its Shia militias, among Iran's most significant allies in the ongoing struggle against Israel. Number 4. Lebanon. Via Hezbollah. Why is Lebanon considered one of Iran's strongest allies against Israel? It's not the official government of Lebanon that supports Iran directly, but rather Hezbollah, a powerful militant and political organization based in the country. Founded in the 1980s with Iranian backing, Hezbollah has grown into one of the most aggressive anti-Israel forces in the region, especially in southern Lebanon where border clashes with Israeli forces are frequent. To this day, Iran continues to provide Hezbollah with military and financial support, including advanced weapons, missile systems, and strategic training. Hezbollah openly supports Iran's objectives and has been involved in numerous direct confrontations with Israeli troops. It is widely seen as one of Iran's most trusted and capable proxy groups in the Middle East. By 2025, Hezbollah's role as Iran's frontline force against Israel has only intensified. As tensions rise across Gaza, the West Bank, and beyond, Hezbollah acts as a powerful extension of Tehran's will. With every strike, every speech, and every deployment, Iran's presence is deeply felt, making Lebanon, through Hezbollah, one of the most critical supporters of Iran's fight against Israel. Number 3. Syria. Why is Syria considered one of Iran's most reliable allies against Israel? For decades, Syria has been one of Iran's closest and most loyal partners in the Middle East. Their alliance was forged during the early days of the Islamic Republic and has only grown stronger over time, especially as both countries share a common enemy, Israel. In multiple regional conflicts, Syria has stood beside Iran, both diplomatically and militarily. One of the clearest signs of this alliance is the visible presence of Iranian military forces inside Syria. Tehran has deployed troops, weapons, and advisors across Syrian territory, not just to support President Bashar al-Assad, but also to build a strategic front against Israel. Iranian-backed militias operate freely within Syria's borders, making it a key staging ground for anti-Israel operations. By 2025, Syria continues to act as a launchpad for Iranian influence and military pressure on Israel. The two countries also work together in supporting Hezbollah in Lebanon, forming a regional triangle of resistance. With shared goals and battlefield coordination, Syria remains a vital piece in Iran's larger strategy to counter Israeli power in the region.
Number 2. China. Why is China considered one of Iran's most important supporters against Israel? While China is not directly involved in the military tensions of the Middle East, its economic and diplomatic support for Iran makes it one of Tehran's most powerful allies. Over the past decade, China and Iran have signed major agreements, including a $400 billion oil and trade deal, giving Iran a critical economic lifeline during years of harsh Western sanctions. Geopolitically, China consistently opposes US and EU-led sanctions against Iran, including those backed by Israel and its allies. In international bodies like the United Nations, China often uses its global influence to shield Iran from resolutions that could isolate or weaken it on the world stage. This has allowed Iran to maintain global partnerships despite ongoing pressure from the West. By 2025, as tensions between Iran and Israel continue to rise, China plays a key role as a silent enabler. It may not directly challenge Israel militarily, but its behind-the-scenes support ensures Iran stays economically afloat and diplomatically protected. In this quiet yet powerful way, China remains one of the most crucial forces helping Iran stand strong in its long-term conflict with Israel.
Number 1. Russia. Why is Russia considered Iran's strongest supporter in the growing tension with Israel? In the ever-evolving global power struggle, Russia and Iran have found common ground, not just in politics, but in shared opposition to Western influence. Their relationship has deepened over the years, especially in the areas of military cooperation and energy partnerships. As sanctions continue to isolate both nations, Russia and Iran have grown closer, forming a united front against US and Israeli pressure. Russia has supplied advanced military equipment, surveillance technology, and training to Iran and its allies, including groups operating near Israel's borders. This strategic partnership goes far beyond trade. It's a calculated alignment of interests in regional conflicts, particularly in Syria and beyond. Moscow sees Iran as a key ally in challenging Western dominance in the Middle East. At the international level, Russia often uses its veto power in the United Nations to block resolutions targeting Iran, offering diplomatic protection at the highest level. By 2025, this alliance is stronger than ever. As Iran faces increasing pressure over its role in the Israel conflict, Russia remains its loudest defender, both militarily and politically, making it Iran's #1 global ally. And there you have it, the top 10 countries that support Iran against Israel in 2025. Behind every alliance lies a web of history, political strategy, and national interest. As tensions in the Middle East continue to rise, knowing who stands with whom becomes more important than ever. What's your take on these countries? Do you think this conflict will escalate further? Or is there still hope for diplomacy? If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss our next update. Thanks for watching, stay informed and stay safe.